For me, most interesting are the case studies because it's very interesting. Our MVNO is already up and running for more than 8 years now, so we have a lot of experience. And for me, it's always very interesting to hear what are the others doing, what services work well. Are there any new clever ideas which somebody has already tried in another market maybe, and so discover new things, hear new ideas and have discussions, maybe also with some competitors, or it's just interesting to meet the people, also meet some colleagues from Telefonica, for example, because we have a lot of MVNOs around now as well. I think there's a lot of discussion about, around data, and it's interesting for me. I mean, representing an operator more or less, so I'm kind of in the middle between the two worlds: the operator view, the MVNO view, and the customer view, and the interests. In our case, Chibo Mobile, we don't have such a big issue to buy data from Telefonica because in our commercial agreement we don't have such an issue as many other MVNOs seem to have. And I don't really understand why anybody thinks data needs to be for free. Because if this is the case, the governments should not charge so much for the licenses. Then it would be much cheaper to build just a network. Is one investment, but to pay licenses is the other one. And unfortunately, Google and Apple are not paying any licenses. I think we will discuss around data still some time. Because I mean, new devices like tablets just entered the market, and new tariffs and models are just popping up. So also MVNOs will take advantage of that, and I think there are ever more services you can offer, for example, via apps on this kind of devices. And so the more the penetration with smartphone comes, the more interesting it is for some MVNOs. But then there is also the other side of the globe where people are much poorer, and where we also will see a lot of new models and probably proven models who will work there. I found it very interesting that China Telecom wants to go to Africa now, for example, from 2014, which I learned yesterday. So maybe some other experienced MVNOs may do the same. Well, I mean, it's a difficult question to ask now, where the markets, I mean, the major opportunities today, I think, are in markets which are not so developed, like Latin America, like Africa, like Asia, where you don't have that many MVNOs yet. Maybe Russia, we just discussed, where the regulatory situation is also a bit more difficult, and you don't know state-owned companies, how will they allow MVNOs, so the whole regulatory framework is, of course, maybe a hurdle in some countries, but there is still a lot of opportunity. I mean, if you think of Europe, where you have what we learned today, more than 170 registered operators in Finland, more than 110 MVNOs in Germany. There is a lot of fragmented business already in the Western world, but there are areas on this globe which are not so developed, and I think MVNO business will be very profitable in these areas. Yes, I think I already met some very interesting people. I learned a lot, like new services or interesting things, which which may be worth considering also for our business. and also received some interesting experience, like what other people are doing, and it's always great to see what's going on in the world and what are others doing, and also what works and what doesn't work.